Emergency services officials are urging people to avoid flooded areas as heavy downpours continue in some parts of the country. In Johannesburg, 11 residents have been evacuated by emergency personnel as there are fears that the banks along the Yangtze River may break. For more on this, we're joined by Johannesburg Emergency Management Services spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi. A very good day to you, Mr. Mulaudzi. Thanks for making the time.
Good morning, Desiree. Good morning to the viewers.
What's the latest situation on the ground, particularly around the Yangtze River inhabitants?
Yeah, at this stage, we just conducted inspection in the area. The water levels are much more lower now since last night when we evacuated those 11 residents from the 2 houses which were flooded last night. So far, the risk is lower. However, we are still concerned about the other areas like Kaya Sand, Diepsloot, and Kliptown in Soweto also. I would say most of our informal settlements are in the low-lying areas. Most of them, when we have severe thunderstorms like the ones which we're having overnight, we have floods. So we want to urge our residents in those areas to continue to be safe, monitor the water levels, and of course move to the higher ground, so that we can be able to prevent further incidents.
From what you're saying, it sounds like you reacted quickly, but have lives been saved?
Yes, we didn't have any injuries which were reported during the incident. There were no further damages which we received on this incident. So we are also concerned, Desiree, about the situation whereby we might have an increase in terms of the drowning incidents in the area, because you look at the water levels are at least much more higher because of the rainfalls which we have receiving. So young kids might be tempted to play next to these areas, which is a cause of concern for us, because we might have now an increase in terms of the number of drowning incidents. So we're urging our parents, our adults out there to monitor young kids to stay away from river streams so that we can be able to prevent drowning incidents which might occur. And of course, most of our roads, some areas might be flooded. So our motorists need to be cautious and try and avoid crossing roads which might be flooded. And as when they drive, they need to extend the safe following distance so that we can continue to be cautious and prevent further incidents. From our side, we've got our specialized units, our aquatic water rescue unit, which is on high alert, which is a specialized team which responds to water-related emergencies. So we should be able to respond to all the emergencies which might occur throughout the city. We also have our disaster management and monitoring teams in all 7 regions of the city, especially our low-lying areas, which is our informal settlements, assessing the damages which might have occurred overnight to make sure that those affected residents are assisted.
There's more downpours predicted for the rest of the week. How are you planning forward in response to this?
Yes, we are on high alert. The good part is that we already have automatic rainfall systems which we have installed in those critical areas, mostly of our informal settlements, which assists us to disseminate information over and above the information which we get from the South African Weather Service. So we already have dispatched monitoring teams in all 7 regions. We've got all our 30 fire stations throughout the city of Johannesburg fully operational. We've got our swift water rescue unit on high alert also. So we should be able to respond to all the emergencies which might occur throughout the week, because we are told that we might still receive a lot of rainfall throughout the week. So from our side, we are prepared. We're hoping that our residents will work with us so that we can be able to prevent further incidents which might occur throughout the week.
I know you say there are other areas that are affected as well, but we were reporting earlier that people have been instructed to evacuate their houses. Is this still the order, or are you saying they can return now that the situation looks better?
Yes, in and around the Stretla area, yes, we evacuated them yesterday, but today we went back. So the area is much more safer. They should be able to occupy their houses again. However, they must still continue to exercise caution because that's where they're staying. The area is risky. We don't know what kind of rainfalls are we going to get throughout the week. So we remain on high alert, monitoring those areas. So for now, yes, they can be able to occupy those houses because the water levels are lower. But from our side, we continue to be on high alert, not monitoring only the area of Stretla, which is in Alexander, but monitoring all other areas like Kaya Sand, Deep Slot, Kliptown, and all other low-lying areas throughout our city to make sure that our residents are safer during this holiday season.
Of course, you're not able to be everywhere at the same time. What can residents do for themselves just to ensure their safety in these situations?
Yes, when the water levels rises, they need to move to higher grounds. So we have created assembly points in most of those areas, like areas in Stretla. The residents are already aware, together working with our local councillors in the area. They know the areas which they are supposed to move to, which is an assembly area where everybody can be accounted for and they can be able to receive any further assistance from our side as emergency management services. And also, Daisy, maybe let me also take this opportunity also to urge our residents. I mean, in the next few days, we will be celebrating our New Year. Our residents need to make sure that they continue to use their fireworks safely, because previously we've had a lot of incidents where young kids are losing their hands when these fireworks explode on their hands because they are used unsafely. So we're saying to our adults and parents out there, please don't let young kids ignite fireworks because they are dangerous. And of course, there are fire services bylaws which our residents are supposed to follow to make sure that they comply with the bylaws of the city. They are allowed to ignite fireworks an hour before midnight and also an hour after midnight, and on the New Year's Eve. And then on the New Year's Day, they are only allowed to ignite fireworks from 7 to 10 p.m. in the evening. And after that, we are not expecting that our residents will continue to ignite fireworks after that time. If there is any residents who are continuing to ignite fireworks and other residents are, disturbed by that kind of a behavior, they can call our number, which is 011-375-5911, and that incident we can be able to attend to those kind of situations. So and also our wholesalers and dealers and people who are dealing with fireworks, we continue with our compliance campaign to make sure that they comply with our fire service bylaws. They've got the required compliance certificates to sell these fireworks, and also they've got required glass cabinets which they're storing these fireworks, and also they also have fire service equipment like fire extinguishers and hose reels, which are required according to our bylaws. The main reason for us to conduct these compliance campaigns is not to harass our residents, but to make sure that they enjoy their holiday season and also celebrate their New Year's Eve safely.
Let's thank you again for talking to us, Robert Mulaudzi.